Why this story matters. This is one of those stories that quietly proves progress doesn't always come with loud headlines. Quick summary: this story highlights recent developments related to bamboo, showing how constructive action can lead to meaningful results. This story was originally published by Grist. Sign up for Grist's weekly newsletter here. In early 2024, Michael Fedorov trekked out to Tuckahoe Creek in York County, Alabama. The environmental anthropologist was there to help plant 300 stalks of river cane, a bamboo plant native to North America, on an eroded, degraded strip of wetland, a gnarly and wicked area, according to Fedorov. Would you like to read more good news about bamboo cane south floods, investing, and having? If successful, this planting would be the largest cane restoration project in Alabama history. He and his team got the stalks into the ground, buttressed them with hay, left and hoped for the best. A few days later, rain swept through the area and the river rose by 9 feet. We were terrified, said Fedorov. He and his team raced back to the site expecting to find better. Instead, they found that the river cane had survived and so, crucially, had the stream bank. River cane used to line the streams, rivers, and bogs of the southeast from the Blue Ridge Mountains down to the Mississippi Delta. Thick yellow stalks and feathery leaves reached as high as 20 feet into the sky, so dense that riders on horseback would travel around rather than venturing through. In the ground underneath cane stands rhizomes, gnarled stems just below the soil surface extended out to cover acres. When Europeans settled the land that would become North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia, and Alabama, they ripped up trees and vegetation to make way for agriculture and development. Pigs ate river cane rhizomes and cows munched on developing shoots. Now, thanks to this dramatic upheaval in the landscape, more than 98 of river cane is gone. Of those plentiful dense stands called canebrakes, only about 12 are left in the whole nation, according to Fedorov. But as the Tuckahoe Creek project demonstrated, river cane was an essential bulwark against the ravages of floods. That vast network of tough underground stems kept soil and stream banks in place more effectively than other vegetation, even when rivers ran high. And as the South faces mountain climate-fueled disasters like Hurricane Helene last year, a small and dedicated network of scientists, volunteers, native stakeholders, and landowners is working to bring this plant back. During Helene, the few waterways that were lined by river cane fared much better than those that weren't, said Adam Griffith, a river cane expert at an NC Cooperative Extension outpost in Cherokee. I saw the devastation of the river, said Griffith. He had considered stepping back from his involvement in river cane restoration, but recommitted himself after the hurricane. If the native vegetation had been there, the stream bank would have been in much better shape, he said. River cane, growing along the Cane River in Yancey County, North Carolina, created an island where it held the stream bank in place during Hurricane Helene. These photos show the river before and after the storm. Photo courtesy of Adam Griffith. These enthusiasts are ushering in a cane renaissance, according to Fedorov, who directs the University of Alabama program that hosts the River Cane Restoration Alliance, or RRA, a network of pro-river cane groups. The RRA and its allies are replanting river cane where it once flourished, maintaining existing cane breaks and stands, and educating landowners and the general public on cane's benefits. In addition to those rhizomes saving waterways from devastating erosion, river cane also provides crucial habitat to native species, such as cane-feeding moths, and filters nitrate and other pollutants from water. When people grow to accept cane into their hearts, beautiful things happen, said Fedorov, whose team now has a $3.8 million grant from the National Fish and Wildlife Foundation to work on river cane projects in 12 states throughout the Southeast. River cane enthusiasts stress that consulting with and including tribes is essential in returning this plant to the landscape. Not only does river cane bring ecological benefits, it also holds a cultural role for tribes, one that's been lost as the plant declined. Historically, native peoples in the Southeast used river cane to make things like baskets, blowguns, and arrows, but nowadays many artisans have turned to synthetic materials for these crafts, said Ryan Spring, a historian and a member of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. When Spring started his job at the tribe 14 years ago, no one knew much about river cane ecology, he said. Now Spring is actively involved in recentering river cane in the cultural and ecological landscape. We're building up community, taking them out, teaching them ecology, Spring said. A lot are basket makers, and now they're using river cane to make baskets for the first time. In mature patches of cane, the high density of roots and rhizomes helps keep soils in place during floods. At Cooperative Extension, there are challenges to the dream of returning river cane to its former prolific glory in the Southeast. One is education. For example, river cane is often confused for invasive Chinese bamboo, which means that landowners and managers generally don't think twice before removing it. Another barrier to restoration efforts is the cost and availability of river cane plants. They are not easy to find in nurseries and can run between 50 and 60 per plant or more, according to Lori Young of the Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation. But Young has found a way around this problem. She does habitat and riverbank restoration in southeastern Virginia, and 6 years ago she wanted to plant a canebrake along a river near the tiny town of Jonesville. The cost was prohibitive, and so Young pioneered a method now known colloquially as the cane train. She gathered pieces of cane rhizome, planted them in soil-filled sandwich bags, then started a canebrake with the propagated cuttings all for 6. Further off,